Hi, I'm Sharon Bill. Welcome to my Theory Tuition series where we're working together step by step through each of the ABRSM Theory Grades. There are lots of resources available to help you on my website. If you go to sharonbill.com, you'll find some free PDF information sheets and you can download those in US letter or A4 and they accompany each step of this series. You'll find a page there with links to all of my YouTube video tutorials. And you can also find out about the books that I have available. I've written an exam technique guide, how to take your ABRSM Music Theory Exam. It's full of tips and techniques on how to best prepare for your exam and also how to make the best use of your time come exam day when you're actually working through your paper. So if you visit sharonbill.com, you'll find it's all there. If you can like, subscribe and share my channel, that would be fab. And now we're going to crack on with the final question of the 2018 Practice Papers booklet. So if you turn with me right to the back of the book to the last question 9 of paper S. So then it's just after page, there is no page marking on it, but I think it would be page 18. I think. How funny there's no page. Yes, well we've just finished page 17, so over the page would be page 18, but for some reason there's no page number there. It's the last page in the booklet anyway. So now all of the questions will refer back to this little extract of music here. And as I always say, always, I know I'm repeating myself, I do recommend that you have a go of this on your own. First of all, it doesn't matter if you make any mistakes. That's always the best way to learn. Always work in pencil. And then if you go wrong, you can just rub it out and have another go. I do recommend you have a ruler to hand as well, because you could lose marks if your work isn't neat and tidy, as it isn't easy to read therefore. So let's just press on and have a look through this together now. So the first job is to find the letter name of the highest note in the melody. So we need to first of all notice we're in treble clef, so we're reading in treble clef. And if we glance through and see which is the highest, so here, here and here, this is the highest note, and then the treble clef, that's note D. Every good boy deserves, that's note D. So that's that done. I always use capital letters. You must always use capital letters when naming notes. That's just the standard format. So here we go, carrying on. Complete this sentence. We need to give the time value. So give it the name of each of the notes in bars 1 to 2. So here we are. We've got the same note value each time. It's a 2-beat note. And you could either call that a minim or a half note, depending which terminology you're most comfortable with. So either one of those will do. Minim or half note. Both means the same thing. Either of those answers is acceptable. Now then, is it true or false to say that 4/4 means 4 crotchet or quarter note beats in a minute? Well, close but not at all correct, because it's not in a minute, it's in a bar. It would be a very long time if it took us a whole minute to get 4 crotchet beats, 4 quarter note beats, so that's false. Sneaky there, just throwing you off the scent. Now, is it true or is it false that the music gradually gets slower in bar 7? So let's see what happens here in bar 7. This is the answer here. Rallentando is gradually getting slower. So again, we just need to be sure that we understand all of these musical directions. There's nothing for it but a good bit of revision. And so we are now sure that that is true. Let's see what else there is to say. Underline one of the following words that describes how bar 3 should be played. So let's see what bar 3 tells us. So we have some notes here. We have this marking here that is telling us to play them smoothly joined together. And we also have a crescendo marking, so depending what they're asking us for. So they're looking, is it smooth or is it detached? We can see we've got a legato slur marking here, therefore it is smooth. So there we go, underline that. Easy peasy. And now we have 10 marks just for copying. And so there's no excuse here. You need a sharp pencil. I use a mechanical pencil so it stays nice and sharp. Have your rubber to hand just in case something goes awry. And they even give us a checklist to make sure we don't forget anything. There's no reason we shouldn't get 10 full marks here. Now, in order to make sure I don't get lost, I always map my bar lines completely aligned to theirs. We've got loads of room, but they've given us all this space. We've got enough to be thinking about without wondering which note we're on if we don't keep everything nicely in step. So I just keep everything aligned with theirs. So let's go through the checklist. We need the clef. We need the key signature. We need the time signature. We need the tempo marking, that's this here, andante, which means at a walking pace. The tempo marking, the dynamics and all of the details. So now I'm just going to go through and get these notes in place. Now I prefer to do the note heads and then the stems afterwards, but it doesn't matter what order you go in, so long as you get everything down. So you can just copy in whatever order you like. I just prefer getting the blobs in place first, and I'm keeping it as aligned to theirs as I can, just because I just prefer to deal with it systematically so I don't forget anything. So now I'm going to be looking at stems. By all means use a ruler if you feel that's necessary to keep it super tidy. Now we need the slur markings, literally copying everything they've done, nothing there. And now we need the dynamic markings. So we'll have a crescendo here, and then we'll have the diminuendo here. And let's just double check, because I think that's it. So 10 marks just for the asking there. And that's the end of that question. That's also the end of that paper. I do hope that's been helpful to you. I hope that you've enjoyed this and it's of benefit to your studies. I've certainly enjoyed working through it with you. If you can give me a like, that would be super. And please do subscribe to my channel to keep updated. There's lots more to come. Please do also visit sharonbill.com and have a good browse around at all the resource and information that's available to help you there. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.